For the first year of your life, you were making memories, real ones. Your brain was recording faces, sounds, moments, and none of it survived. Not because it never happened. Because somewhere between being a baby and being you, your brain locked the door and lost the key. That sentence alone should bother you more than it does. For decades, the story was simple. Babies can't remember anything because the part of the brain responsible for memory, the hippocampus, isn't finished building yet. Case closed, mystery solved, nothing to see here. Except in 2025, a team at Yale actually tested that assumption directly, and it fell apart. Researchers put infants as young as 4 months into an MRI scanner, not asleep, awake, watching a stream of faces and objects flash by. Later, they showed those same babies a mix of new images and ones they'd already seen. Babies stare longer at things they recognize. That's one of the only windows we have into a mind that can't talk yet. And the babies stared, longer specifically, at the images their hippocampus had lit up for the first time around. Starting at roughly 12 months old, their brains were doing something that looked exactly like encoding a real memory. So the old theory, brain too undercooked to remember anything, is wrong. Your infant brain wasn't failing to record. It was recording. The problem isn't storage, it's retrieval. Somewhere in there is a fully cataloged library from your first year of life, and you have lost every single call number. Here's where it gets stranger, because lost the key isn't just a metaphor. There's an actual biological suspect. Your brain in infancy is going through something called neurogenesis at a blistering pace. It's manufacturing brand new neurons constantly, wiring and rewiring the exact circuitry that would otherwise let you walk back into an old memory. Some researchers think that flood of new neurons might be quite literally overwriting the addresses, bulldozing the roads that led to those early files before you ever got a chance to use them again. And there's a second suspect standing right next to the first one. You didn't have a you yet. Researchers have tested this with something called the mirror test. Dab a spot of red on a baby's face, sit them in front of a mirror, see what happens. Under about 18 months, a baby just smiles at the cute stranger in the glass. No recognition that the reflection is them. No sense of self to hang a memory on. And if autobiographical memory requires a sturdy self to attach the story to, a baby who doesn't know they're a distinct person yet may be physically incapable of filing an experience as this happened to me. Even while the raw sensory data gets recorded just fine elsewhere, which means two completely different systems might be colliding here. One system, tucked in the hippocampus, was already capturing raw data by month 12. Another system, the sense of self required to turn raw data into my memory, hadn't come online yet. You weren't unable to remember. You were unable to claim ownership of what you remembered. And this is the detail that should really unsettle you. In 2023, researchers ran an experiment on mice with supposedly forgotten memories from infancy and used light to directly stimulate the exact neural pathway tied to one specific memory. The memory came back, not rebuilt, retrieved, which means, at least in mice, those early memories weren't deleted. They were sitting there the entire time, filed under a lock nobody had the key to, until someone shined a very specific light on the door. Nobody's tried that on a human yet. But sit with what that implies for a second. Somewhere in you, right now, might be a fully intact memory of your first birthday. Your mother's face on day one, the exact sound of a room that doesn't exist anymore. Not gone. Just unreachable, filed, waiting. So here's what I actually want to know. If scientists ever found a safe way to unlock those very first memories, the ones from before you could talk, before you even knew you were a you, would you actually want to see them? Or is some memories being permanently out of reach the thing that's letting you move forward at all? Tell me which one and why in the comments.